Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. With Christmas on its way, kids everywhere are working to get a few more good deeds in before Santa makes final decision. But some kids had a bit of a stressful time earlier this month, hoping to avoid a visit from Krampus, the punisher of bad girls and boys. As most of us know, there's a pretty darn low chance that Krampus actually exists, but what if he was real and came around every year to terrorize the naughty? Let's explore. If you want more what if videos, check out our biggest what ifs playlist on the channel. Now get ready, it's time to ask the question, what if Krampus was real? First, let's give a brief overview of Krampus for those not in the know. Krampus is a horned goat demon found in the folklore of some European countries, originating in Germany. According to the legend, while St. Nicholas gives gifts to the good kids, Krampus punishes the bad ones. St. Nick and Krampus are basically the good cop, bad cop of Christmas. There are also some fairly obvious parallels to the devil of the Bible, although interestingly, some believe the idea of Krampus to have originated before Christianity. In Germany and certain parts of Europe, Christmas celebrations begin in the beginning of December, with the Feast of St. Nicholas being celebrated on December 6th. The night before that, December 5th, is known as Krampusnacht, or Krampus night. On this night, Krampus roams the streets, visiting the homes of bad children. Sometimes he just leaves them sticks instead of presents, but if you're really bad, he'll beat you with rods or even capture you, sticking you in a bag for further beatings back at his lair. As you can probably guess, the world would be pretty different if this creature was real. First of all, I think it's safe to say that if Krampus was real, kids would be way better behaved. In the Western world, where even the mildest forms of corporal punishment are often seen as abuse, some kids are taking it as a free pass to misbehave without consequence. But if being bad meant being kidnapped by a giant goat demon and getting tortured, I'm thinking little Jimmy would think twice before pulling his sister's pigtails. This might sound nice, but it could have some pretty serious consequences. There's a reason corporal punishment isn't looked too fondly upon by many. Getting beaten and tortured by a goat demon would be incredibly traumatic for children. Kids that were punished could suffer from some pretty intense post-traumatic stress disorder. As we've learned in recent years, horrific experiences like this can have lasting consequences. While the story of Krampus was historically thought to be an effective deterrent, those punished by the guy would likely be pretty messed up for the rest of their lives. This trauma could even cause them to reenact it with others, as is sometimes seen in the study of serial killers. But life wouldn't only be different for those who were punished. Every kid, even the best behaved, would be living in fear of Krampus night. Sometimes, even when you're trying your best to be good, something bad happens, and this would be incredibly scarring to kids. It's one thing to be trying to be good to get more presents, it's another to try to be good to avoid a merciless beating. Each naughty action would be accompanied with extreme guilt and fear, which would be made even worse every year when they see their friends with wounds inflicted by Krampus. On that note, it's possible that not all kids would be trying their hardest to avoid Krampus. It's possible that being beaten by him will be seen as cool, similar to how some kids think it's cool to get detention or to be sent to the principal's office. This rite of passage could cause certain kids to actually try to make Krampus punish them, so they could show off their cuts and bruises to their friends the next day. Pretty safe to assume that there would be attempts to capture or kill Krampus if he really existed. I can't imagine many world governments would sit idly by while some mythical creature beat and kidnapped children, regardless of how bad or naughty the kids had been. Scientists and strategists would work tirelessly to find a way to stop Krampus. Militias would form every Krampus night, attempting to take down the beast by any means necessary. Protecting the children would become a high priority, but there's no guaranteeing that Krampus could even be stopped by mere mortals. Better call Santa. And now we return to our question, what if Krampus was real? Well, chances are most kids would be way better behaved, since they would be understandably terrified of being tortured by a goat devil. However, this would be pretty darn scarring for kids, whether or not they had been punished. Memories of past punishments or fear of future punishment could be incredibly psychologically harmful. It could be, however, that some kids would take a Krampus beating as a badge on their troublemaker sash. Finally, there's a good chance that various groups, both official and unofficial, would attempt to kill or capture Krampus to protect the kids from future harm. Thank you for watching Life's Biggest Questions. I hope this was interesting and informative, and maybe even inspired you to look into it further on your own. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below. While you're down there, let me know what you would do if you found out Krampus was coming for you. Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie with Life's Biggest Questions, wishing you the best of luck on your quest for answers.